Hello! We're back again for spooky season.
Spooktacular!
You know we love Halloween, we love scary stuff, we love talking about it. So this is our yearly divot into spooky season stuff.
Spooktober.
Yeah.
So enjoy the episode.
Enjoy,
Ooh.
if you dare.
Hello, Joel.
Do I make you horny, baby?
And for the people listening, he's not dressed as Austin Powers.
No.
Yeah, baby.
I found some horns in the drag room and I'm like, this'll do. And I found a graduation cloak and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a demon guy slash dragon man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm either Robert the doll or who is a spooky doll or Mother Boy.
Who's Robert the doll?
Robert the doll is a cursed doll. I wonder if we've spoken about him
Annabelle's
before.
sibling.
Annabelle's sibling, and he, you can't be mean to him because he'll kill you.
Little Robbie.
Little Robbie, and he's dressed like a little sailor boy.
Hear him pitter-pattering around the house.
Honestly, how scary. I'll show you a photo of him.
You're giving me very like Gautier vibes.
Oh, I'll take it.
Is that Gautier who does the sailors?
Yeah, all I need is a striped shirt.
Yeah, you're like a
and
little twinkie sailor.
my dream, to be a twink.
I feel like what's that game that
Dungeons
and Dragons. I feel like a Dungeons and Dragons guy.
Should we start playing Dungeons and Dragons? People
No,
really
it takes
get
like
into
14
it.
hours. It's like a whole big thing. It's world building. I don't know how they play it as like a board game
Yeah.
because you take on these characters, there's all these like different stories and stuff like that. I don't understand how it works as like a playable game. I don't have the energy to learn, but I like people that are into it because I think it's a really sweet hobby.
Yes.
I think it's nice.
But you'll never
Phones
do it.
down.
Phones down.
Phones down, just playing a bit of D&D.
D&D.
It's Halloween
It's
still.
Halloween
Woo!
still. If you are good, you've
Yay.
been working on it all week.
Witches laugh.
Witches laugh. If you can't see us because you're listening to us, head on over to the YouTubes.
Yep.
You can visually see us. Plus, SJ's really
Going hard
with the edits,
Loving
and you will be able to see some spooky things happening on screen right
Yes.
now.
As we go on, we remember all the times we had together.
But yeah, she's really putting in some extra work for no money. So,
No.
thank you, SJ.
Yeah, give us some views.
Give us some views.
Yeah. We don't want it to
subscribe.
be a thankless task.
But yes.
But I enjoy watching them.
I enjoy,
Yeah.
and I enjoy when SJ's editing because I can't hear our voices. I'm like, please put on the headphones while you're editing because if I'm watching it to edit it, I'm like, okay, this is fine. But hearing it in the background is annoying. But I just hear her going, and I'm like, okay, she's made a funny edit for this part. What is it?
I've gotten so much better at being able to listen to us.
Yeah, I have detached completely.
Yeah, I don't know why. When we first started, I found it quite jarring, like listening to us talk, and I'd be very like hyperfixated on the way I sound and you know the little vocal tics that I have,
Yeah.
like saying and things like that. And I notice I get like a little stutter every now and again, and all that. It's been quite interesting listening to how I converse with someone,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
That does make sense.
So yeah, I've really grown accustomed to every Wednesday being like, oh, our episode's out. Usually it's by people telling me our episode is out because they'll comment on something that is
Yeah.
in our episode. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, your episode. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna listen to that. And also because it's maybe one that we recorded weeks and weeks and
Yeah.
weeks ago.
And-
Which I've forgotten. So it's like a good reminder
Yeah, of what
like
you
what
actually
we talked
talked about.
So it's also helping me learn about art history and stuff because I'm re-listening to it and sinking in a bit more.
Yep. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny how all of the things you have just mentioned, I would never have picked up on from you, like listening to your, like from the start, listening to the episodes. But I would have my own things of like, okay, this is what happens when I do this, when I laugh. trying to not speak over you. I have to finish a sentence.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like you know what? Let's just take a moment to pat ourselves on the back.
Yeah, we're doing damn well.
We're doing well.
real good at this.
Like,
We're doing real good at this.
and on that note, what are you recommending this week, Joel?
Oh, don't do this to me. I always forget
It
when
happens
we do this
every
now.
week.
I know, but I was so hyper focused on what we were going to talk about today that I didn't really think about anything else. Ooh, you go and let me have a think.
All right. I will recommend on Netflix the Charlie Sheen documentary. We watched it this week, which
Ah.
I know. So it is
I'd
very
be less interested in Charlie Sheen.
well. I know that's what I thought too, but I was like, you know what? It looks well made. I'll watch it because I'm a sucker for a doco, especially a celebrity doco, and it is very I would say it's somewhat one-sided. They do like as in it you walk away going, all right, he's he's been through a lot, but you can kind of see the redemption arc.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like there's probably people there who are like, I will never forgive him for what he did. But I didn't realize
Did he do anything that bad, or was he just like a bit of a dick?
I didn't realize how addicted to drugs he was.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't realize
And like
how
open
bad
about it.
Yeah, and how
Yeah.
bad it got. And I feel like you're probably not going to watch it, so I can spoil the end.
spoil it.
Spoiler. Right at the end, he talks about how when he was in this kind of binge that because it has been for a while, he had openly come out that he was HIV positive.
Oh.
But he never said that he'd slept with men. But at the end of this, he said, when I was in these drug binges, how he put it was he flipped over the menu and tasted the other side of the menu. And I went, okay, mate.
Tasted
And
the other side of the menu.
But I thought he was going to go back on it and be like, oh, but it was just because I was on drugs and stuff. And he was like, no, I'm fine with that. I'm happy to do both. Like I'm open to it. Why would I close that chapter when I enjoyed it? And I went, all right, I kind of respect
That's a
it.
progressive mindset
Yeah,
that he has about it all.
Do I think he's an excellent father? Well, maybe at the moment he is.
Well, his kids would be adults by now, wouldn't they? They live with Denise Richards or something.
Yeah, he's got 2 daughters with Denise, 2 sons with another woman who are late teenagers, I'd say. And then he's got a 40-year-old daughter as well because he had his first kid when he was like 18, 19.
Wow.
So it's his life is very interesting. And it's interesting when you have access, when you're an addict and you have access to power and money and people around you who will say yes, how easy it is to slip into an addict that's just on a binge 24/7.
A bit of hair just flew up my nose.
Oh, you
It,
okay?
I saw it in my vision,
And it
like
just
floating
went-
towards me,
and
and
you
then I
went-
breathed in, and it went toi toi.
But yeah, so if you're
La, la, la.
la,
I'm paying
la, la.
attention. I'm paying attention. I swear.
I'm like, it's not your topic. But for those out there who are interested, I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. It's 2 episodes. It's an easy one-night watch.
He was in a few movies that I liked growing up. He
Oh,
was
but
in a
then-
spoof movie called Hot Shot, which was like a take on Rambo.
Yep.
So I really loved spoof movies, watching them with my dad growing up. Like Naked Gun and Hot Shot,
Yep.
Hot Shot Part 2, and a few others. And then he was like, he was in a few of the scary movies that were quite
Yep.
funny.
Like I
never
would-
watched 2.5
No,
Men.
that is not my vibe
Nah.
at all.
It was
So-
always on in my house. I remember 2.5 Men always being on the TV.
Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been around and you don't realize how much he's done, how long he's been around for, and he's been sober for 8 years. So
Good on him.
congrats.
Good on him.
Highly recommend if you've got nothing else to watch.
What have I been watching? Nothing. Been literally all that I've been doing in my house. I've been pottering around doing like odd jobs here and there when I haven't been at dance class, and I've just had literally like The Simpsons on in the background.
Yeah, you know what?
Because I
Sometimes
like it, and
yeah.
Obi likes The Simpsons.
Yeah.
He
Aw.
likes I think he likes the colors and stuff because he'll sit down and he'll watch the TV.
It's so cute.
Yeah. So if I'm doing stuff and I know that Obi needs to be kept busy, I'll usually
put
pop
on-
on The Simpsons.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, put on your Simpsons for your cats out there, guys. See what
Yeah.
happens.
I feel like I have been lately. I feel like I've been burning my candle a little bit.
Yep.
I think I've been overcompensating by doing a lot of things outside of work. And so lately I've just been like really trying to relax.
Yep. Yeah. You're
So-
coming to that pointy end of when right before I went on a holiday. I feel like you're
Yes,
at that
and
point.
it's because I'm about to go on holiday.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I didn't go to my normal dance class on Friday. I was just like, I just need to chill out. I could feel myself getting a bit burnt out, bit emotional, bit
Mm.
snippy.
Yep.
So I think I'm just ready for a holiday. And boy, howdy, will I have some recommendations when I come back from Japan.
Yes. I love it.
I might have to do like a little show and tell.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Anywho,
Right.
I think I've got a little bit to get through today.
Ooh.
So I'm doing this one, everyone.
All aboard.
All aboard.
Choo choo.
And I am going to be discussing the film The Shining,
Ooh.
which is a very artistic piece of cinema.
It
I think
really
it
is.
It suits perfectly with Halloween and
Mhm.
art
Mhm.
and, you got Kubrick and
Mhm.
all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do a little deep dive into The Shining, and hopefully I'm assuming that majority of people who listen to our podcast, even if they haven't seen it, would probably know the movie The Shining
Yeah.
to some extent.
Yeah. You've seen it referenced in pop culture a million times.
Absolutely.
And if you, we just say big spoilers at the start here. Go and watch it first if you don't want to be spoiled.
I don't really spoil it.
Ooh.
I kind of left spoilers out.
You know what? Who knows though? I feel like
Yeah.
at some point we're going to get to the end and be like,
Yeah.
what did you think?
I'm starting with a bit of a quick synopsis.
Alrighty.
So if you haven't seen The Shining, if you don't know absolutely anything about it, here's a quick little rundown of what it's about. After landing a job as an off-season caretaker, Jack Torrance, an aspiring author and recovering alcoholic, drags his wife Wendy and gifted son Danny to snow-covered Colorado's secluded Overlook Hotel. However, writer's block prevents Jack from pursuing a new writing career. First, the manager must give Jack the grand tour. Then, Mr. Halloran, the facility's aging chef, chats with Danny about rare psychic gifts. Danny is the son. The mysterious employee also warns the boy about the cavernous hotel's abandoned rooms. Room 237, especially, is off limits. That's all very well, but Jack is gradually losing his mind. After all, strange occurrences and blood-chilling visions have trapped the family in a silent, gargantuan prison hammered by an endless snowstorm. And now, incessant voices inside Jack's head demand sacrifice. However, is Jack capable of murder?
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun. So if that didn't really make sense, it's essentially a guy and his family, his wife and young son, go to caretake this pretty much secluded giant hotel during the winter months to essentially house sit this hotel.
Yeah.
However, while they are house sitting, it's battered by snowstorms. They're kind of just trapped here, no way in, no way out.
Yep.
Jack Torrance, who's played by Jack Nicholson, starts to get kind of cabin feverish.
Yeah.
He's trying to deal with his writer's block, his alcoholism,
Yep.
and this hotel essentially starts to play tricks on him.
Mm.
Meanwhile, his son Danny, you slowly start to realize that Danny has kind of psychic abilities,
Yeah.
which they call the
The
Shining.
Shining.
Yeah, the people in this hotel,
Ooh.
kind of talk to Danny and they, a lot of supernatural stuff
Yeah.
happens. And his wife is just stuck in the middle of it all.
Really having a tough one.
Really having a tough
You know
time.
what?
And boy, howdy does she.
Oh, yeah. She has a real tough one.
Yes. So I have a personal experience from watching The Shining for the first time.
Mm.
So I had quite an interesting first experience watching The Shining. It was back when I lived in Albury. I would have been about 14 or 15. I was friends with the girl down the street from me, and my dad was friends with her dad, so we used to hang out a lot. She was a few years older than me, and she was raised in kind of a boho hippie free spirit style household. So naturally, marijuana was kind of whatever thing in her household. So I gave it a shot.
Oh, no.
This was my first time ever trying it. I remember hating the taste and hating the smell, and to this day I still do. I don't judge those that do. Sometimes I wish I enjoyed it, but unfortunately, it's just not for me.
It's not for me. No.
Yeah. I remember walking back to Dad's house, and I bet you any money he would have smelled the weed on me.
When he's like, oh, what have you been up to? You're like,
Yep.
Nothing.
Anyway, he didn't say anything about it, but I usually stayed up and watched movies after Dad went to bed. He always went to bed early. So, of course, he went to bed, and I'm high for the first time in my entire life, not knowing what to expect.
Oh no.
I remember gunning for the LCM bars Dad had in his pantry, which were the like Rice Krispie squares.
Delicious.
Yeah. And on free to air TV, the late movie was The Shining.
Oh my God.
Now, as I've said before, I was raised with a love for horror. My dad liked it too, so by this time I'd seen my fair share of spooky films. But what I wasn't prepared for at 14 was being stoned for the first time watching a surreal, horrific, excellent film by Stanley Kubrick. Which, of course, I had heard about before, but I always classed it as something a bit too top tier and a bit too adult for me at the time, when I was more accustomed to schlocky, cheesy teen slasher movies and things a bit more modern.
Mm.
This is one of the first times I recall watching a piece of artistic cinema. And though maybe at the time in my state, a lot of the metaphors and nuance of the film were lost on me, this is also a time before we had our smartphones to distract us. I was stoned, captivated, and locked in, not exactly grasping the plot and story, but I remember being mesmerized in a way that it was filmed. The intricate details of the hotel's aesthetic, the isolation of the location, Jack Nicholson's angular eyebrows and widened grin, and Shelley Duvall's constant state of wide-eyed worry and concern. Not to mention the horrifying dreamlike imagery of some of the sequences, like the lady in the bathtub.
Oh.
If you've seen it, you know. The person in the teddy bear costume caught giving oral sex to a ghostly patron.
Yes.
The twin girls and the overall menacing spiritual aura that Kubrick managed to capture. So that was my first time watching The Shining.
What a time.
Yes. So I was just bang on 14. I remember thinking to myself, this is a movie that I should watch.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of the greats. I knew it was, but I was at that age where I just wasn't used to watching things of that caliber.
Yeah.
And I just remember sitting on the couch, experiencing being stoned for the first time, just super hungry, eating these LCMs, and just really trying to grasp what I was witnessing on the TV.
Which, when you go back and watch it as an adult, you're like, there is no way.
No.
It would have just been like, this is creepy. And how good that the film overall feels creepy and you don't even need to know the nuance of it all.
No. And that's the thing. Like, I remember being genuinely stressed out by the movie, but I was still engaged and locked in.
Yeah.
But there would have been things that I wouldn't have picked up then that I've picked up now, and all of that. It's still been a minute since I've watched The Shining, but it's definitely one of those ones that kind of stuck with me. And I think, Kubrick has this way of filming where he just really sucks you into the environment that he's trying to portray.
Yeah.
It's very liminal. It's very isolated. He does this with, I guess, Space Odyssey and stuff like that. Lots of lingering shots.
Like Clockwork Orange as well.
Yeah.
Very specific. And I think you can see how obsessive he is with his work.
Absolutely.
When you watch his films, you're like, wow, you are an obsessed person.
Yeah, I go into that a little bit later. But yeah, just long lingering shots to the point where it's just like, God, I really wish the camera would cut away because this is getting uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty interesting first experience watching The Shining. It really stuck with me. And that's when we kind of talked about doing a Shining episode, I was just like, oh,
yeah.
I remember the day, the time, the state I was in when I saw this for the first time. Shout out to Holly back home who got me stoned for the first
Good job,
time.
Holly.
Yeah. So and it was just down the road, and I remembered walking back to Dad's house being like, oh, Nelly.
Yeah, that first time when you're like, oh, this is not normal.
Yeah. And
But
I've never been a weed person at all. It's just so not for me.
Yeah.
But that first time definitely was an experience.
And I like that The Shining was the one.
Yeah.
And also, this is a time before streaming as well. So you were just given what was on the TV.
There were ads.
Yep.
There was probably stuff cut out from, because
Yes.
they did cut certain things out depending on where you were watching them. I
Yeah.
know in England they cut down quite a
The-
bit of The Shining.
Like the skeleton scene isn't in it, and stuff like that, which is so interesting.
yeah.
Like, why that scene?
Yeah.
It's not I mean, it's not really
What's the
necessary.
skeleton scene? I'm not-
It's like where Shelley, well, I call it
Shelley.
Shelley, where Shelley walks in and that she's like running away, and then she walks into the main ballroom and it's all skeletons sitting around.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Yep,
is
yep.
not necessary of all of the shots in the film. It's probably the one you're like,
Yeah, bathtub lady. But I think the bathtub lady is like the pivotal scary
oh,
scene. Like, it's-
bathtub lady is horrific.
yeah. As many people know, or they might not, if you don't know, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes of this film.
Ooh, Nelly.
And it's well known now that filming of The Shining was taxing for all of those involved. Kubrick is known for a perfectionist attitude and his no-holds-barred way of getting the exact thing that he wants out of his actors. This is probably not the norm now with some directors,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Kubrick definitely knows what he wants.
Yep.
And essentially he will
Do anything.
do anything to get the shot.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter how many takes it takes.
Yep.
This was incredibly hard for the actress who played Wendy, which is Shelley Duvall.
And we'll just insert that. Hi, I'm Shelley Duvall.
I'm Shelley Duvall.
Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall. Hello, I'm Shelley Duvall.
Stanley Kubrick cast Shelley Duvall as Wendy Torrance in The Shining because he sought a mousy and vulnerable actress, contrasting with the book's more classically attractive character to portray a woman with repressed effects of fragility who endures abuse. Duvall's eccentric qualities and nervous energy also appealed to Kubrick, who believed they would make her performance more interesting and authentic. And boy, did they.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, there is a very nervous aura around Shelley Duvall.
She is one step away from snapping at any moment.
yeah.
And the big doe eyes, I think, really
Yeah.
highlights like there's a constant tear in
Yes.
her eye. Like she's always on the cusp of about to burst into tears.
But she also looked like the actress Shelley Duvall. She also just so looks plucked from that era. Like there's no one
Yeah.
that I know that looks like her.
Yep.
I just think, yeah, she's just got, and you can tell why she got hired a lot for modeling and stuff like
Yeah.
that, because she just had such an interesting face, not like a classic Hollywood starlet face at that time.
Yeah.
It was said that Jessica Lange was going to be cast as
Which would have made it such a different film, I reckon.
yeah, so Jessica Lange at the time, blonde bombshell, very Hollywood, beautiful lady, incredible actress.
Incredible.
But she's got strong features in a way where it's I don't think she'd be able to channel the vulnerability that
Yeah.
Shelley Duvall channels in
She's
this
got
movie.
an inner strength that Shelley Duvall, not that she doesn't have,
Yeah.
but it's a different, you're right, there's a vulnerability that she has.
And like I said, he wanted someone mousy and vulnerable, and that's pretty a perfect description of Shelley Duvall. So I'll go into about the unique characteristics. Kubrick found Duvall's eccentric movements and way of talking fascinating. He believed that her inherent nervous energy and physical eccentricities would make for a compelling performance. The behind-the-scenes drama of The Shining primarily involved director Stanley Kubrick's brutal psychological manipulation of Shelley Duvall and his demanding unconventional filming techniques, leading to her physical and mental breakdown on set. Duvall endured isolation, countless takes, and harsh criticism, causing her hair to fall out and making the difficult role more challenging of her career. Kubrick's intense methods also meant the "Here's Johnny" scene with real solid doors was filmed over 3 days with genuine terror from Duvall and manic energy from Jack Nicholson. So that iconic scene, "Here's Johnny,"
Yeah.
that was filmed over 3 days.
And I think, and you might touch on this, but most of the scenes she's in, she had to do over 127 times.
I do touch on it, but I understand as a director the method of wanting to get that out of your actors, but also you're hiring these actors for their performance skills to make it seem like I reckon she could have got there without having to do it.
So
He didn't need to make it so real.
Yeah. I think as well, this could never happen today.
No.
It could only happen in the 80s.
Absolutely. 1980.
Yeah.
So just fresh out of the 70s. And I find it really interesting that the door that Jack Nicholson had to bash down with the axe.
Yeah.
That wasn't a Hollywood set door. That was a real wooden door.
Which is insane.
So he really had to do that. And Shelley Duvall was on the other side of that door, just being terrified out of her skull. Because not only was Shelley being physically exhausted and had to go through these takes so many times as the vulnerable wife,
Mm.
the exhausted wife, Jack Nicholson
Yeah.
also had to do these takes that many times, playing an angry character.
Mm.
And can you imagine after take after take after take after take, there would be a level where that anger that you're acting seeps into your real.
Yeah.
And I think that was Kubrick's intent, was to get these actors to kind of be their characters.
Yeah, because it is
To the
his
point where it's
best-
scary.
Yeah, it's his best performance.
Yeah.
For sure. However, how they got there. Ooh.
Yeah. So I can see why it was so terrifying for Shelley, because it would get to a point where it's just like, are we acting anymore?
Yeah.
Because Jack Nicholson is getting
Actually.
scary.
Yeah.
Because he's also mentally exhausted.
Yep.
There was intense pressure. Kubrick cast Duvall for her eccentric qualities, but then subjected her to a relentless process designed to break her down, aiming for a genuine performance of fear and distress, which we just talked about. Isolation and torment. She was kept isolated. Her lines were often cut, and she was frequently forced to wait to perform scenes to heighten her distress.
Oh, Jesus. This poor girl.
I don't think there was a lot of contracts and stuff like
how
that.
old
that you
was
had to
she at
sign.
the time?
Ooh, I'm not too sure.
Too young to be put
Too
through.
young to be to do that.
Yeah.
More
Also-
on the physical and mental toll. The constant state of stress and torment led to physical symptoms, including raw, wounded hands, a hoarse throat, and hair falling out in clumps.
The stress.
She was made to scream over and over again.
Yeah. Oh my God. And she screams a lot.
Mhm.
It's a rough run for her.
Yeah. The director actively discouraged the crew from sympathizing with her and frequently criticized her efforts, prolonging her suffering for over a year of filming. Also, this was a very long film.
Yeah.
They were on set for pretty much the whole year at this isolated location,
Which-
just to deal with Kubrick's perfectionism.
Oh, you would forget who you are and you would become the person that you are playing.
Yeah.
And it would be too much.
Now, if you've seen the film or you know of it, you know that there's an iconic scene where there's the staircase in the middle
Yep.
of the hotel. And Jack Nicholson's character is losing his mind, and he's walking up to Shelley Duvall's character, and she's got a bat and she is swinging it away, trying to get him away from her. Kubrick had a very specific vision and would go to extreme lengths, including shooting the staircase scene 127 times to get the desired performance. So she had to swing away at Jack Nicholson 127 times. To Kubrick's credit, you can tell in the film that she is
So spent.
so spent, and it really does add to
Yeah. What's happening?
what's happening in the scene.
It is, yeah. It is. These performances are so good, but oh God, the poor woman. All I
Yeah.
can keep thinking is just like, I couldn't do it 10 times. I'd be
Yeah.
so tired.
And for context, I know I touched on it like at the start a little bit, but if you're a bit lost with like what's happening in the film at this stage, essentially Jack Nicholson's character becomes really paranoid. He's hearing these ghostly voices essentially saying to kill your family
Yeah.
in this hotel, in this evil hotel. So he becomes more paranoid, more kind of he's hallucinating.
Yeah.
And he's listening to these voices, and they're telling him to harm his wife and child.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of the premise of being in this isolated space with the people that you love, and then them slowly turning against you for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
And Shelley does this great way of capturing her confusion and state of like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
And the despair. Like, it's so hard to watch her go through this because she's literally like, what is happening?
Yeah. And she can't, because you're watching her and you're kind of like, because we know what's kind of happening. We can hear the voices.
'cause we're seeing it.
Yeah, but then she's just like, what the hell? Like, where is my husband?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah. Very scary stuff.
Yeah.
Very psychological. The movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bit of a audience critique on Duvall. So not only was she put through this for a year,
Yeah.
the hardest job she's ever done,
Yeah.
the worst she's been treated on set. She really gave it her all and did the best she could. There was initial criticism of Shelley's performance in The Shining, and it was largely negative.
Oy.
Viewing her portrayal of Wendy Torrance as a screaming dish rag.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. She was even nominated for a Golden Raspberry Award or a Razzie
No way.
at the very first Razzie Awards.
Oh, that's amazing.
This was when it initially came out.
Yeah.
Her work has since been reevaluated and is now widely considered a masterful portrayal of abject terror and trauma, earning critical acclaim.
Yeah.
So when you think about scary films at the time, you're going back to 1980.
Yeah.
You're used to seeing the beautiful buxom lady, kind of very overly Hollywood
Damsel in distress.
Damsel in distress. You're not seeing real terror and fear, and Shelley was portraying real terror and fear because she was terrified and
Because she was
scared.
really terrified.
Yeah. So it got to a point where she wasn't even acting. So you're seeing a genuine reaction
Yeah.
from someone in this film. And I think after time, people started to realize this. And as audiences kind of matured a bit more and you were seeing a lot more kind of arty films come out and
Yeah.
stuff like that, where actors are really pushing it to their limits. People are going, oh, wait, no, Shelley Duvall's performance was actually iconic.
Yeah, I did not realize it came out and they were panning her.
Screaming dish rag is so
harsh.
Because not only were they, because it's not only her performance, they're seeing an unconventional Hollywood actress in a massive film. And,
Yeah.
and moviegoers at the time were like, well, wait, what are we seeing here?
Yeah.
Like, she isn't Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. What's going on?
What's going on?
Where are those titties and that ass?
So, post Shining
Yeah.
for Shelley,
Oh.
she really delved. I think in her mind, she was just like, well, that's enough of that kind of movie for me.
Yep.
The same year that The Shining came out, 1980,
Yeah.
her movie, the live action Popeye movie came out
Yep.
with Robin Williams, I think, in one of his first
Yes.
cinematic
Yep,
roles.
yep.
He played Popeye.
My
And
God.
Shelley Duvall played olive
Olive
oil.
oil.
She looked perfect for the part.
Yeah.
She really does look like olive oil in it.
She really does.
Complete different. Yeah, you can
It's
tell
such a-
she needed something else.
She needed a little bit of joy in her life.
Yeah. And then she also went on to do quite a lot of children's films. She did a TV series which delved into fairy tales. She
Yeah.
would introduce the segments with her iconic, hello, I'm Shelley
Shelley
Duvall.
Duvall.
So after The Shining, yeah, she really did dive into more mentally easy
She was like,
films.
I can never do that again.
Yeah. Because obviously she was probably getting offered quite a bit of stuff after this.
I wonder.
Well, maybe not directly after, but as her career progressed, she was probably getting offered a lot. But she mainly did a lot of children's easy stuff, and she has this sweet innocence about her that really lends to that. She was also in the movie Casper and Wendy with Hilary Duff. which was-
I wonder who was more impressed to be working with the other.
Well, it was one of her last films that she did before she kind of turned into a recluse.
Yeah.
Which she played a witchy character.
Yep. Which perfect.
Shelley since disappeared from Hollywood.
Yeah.
She went to live in a remote kind of small town, woodsy area, and just kind of kept to herself and lived a spinster lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah. She became a witch in the forest, essentially.
Yeah.
Which, the dream.
Yeah, she just wanted to do her own thing. She was interviewed a few times in the late 2010s Are we
Freaked out that I wasn't recording. Sorry.
No.
She was interviewed in the late 2010s.
2010s? And she didn't seem all there, all
No.
mentally sound, but I think that was due to the fact that she'd kind of been isolated for that amount of time.
Mm.
But from all reports, she was still an incredibly lovely woman. There was a girl that I followed on Twitter who was a huge fan of Shelley Duvall, and she actually became pen pals with her.
Aww.
And she used to visit Shelley at her isolated locations. They would have cups of tea and just chat. And apparently Shelley just had these beautiful stories with her like beautiful soft voice. And they became really, really close. And this girl was one of the last people to see Shelley before she passed last year. Now, I think just recently they're doing an estate sale for all of Shelley's belongings,
Yeah.
really. A lot of movie memorabilia. I think there is an original script for The Shining in there.
Wow. The film goers will really want that.
Yes. I've got a little bit more on Shelley later, but now I'll dive into Jack Nicholson.
Okay.
So Stanley Kubrick cast Jack Nicholson as Jack Torrance in The Shining because he was an established, respected movie star, and Kubrick found his intense, larger-than-life performance compelling for the role of a man becoming corrupted by isolation. Nicholson's raw and physical acting style incorporated unusual mannerisms and direct eye contact, creating the unflinching and chilling portrayal of madness that Kubrick sought, which he sure did.
Yeah.
There was a bit of emotional dissonance. He often smiled while describing disturbing or violent events, creating a sense of wrongness and mismatch between his words and expression. So when you think about Jack Nicholson in the actual film, he does have this like smirky, evil smile during a lot of it. And if you know Jack Nicholson, one of the Jokers from the Batman movie, there is this kind of disturbing.
Yeah. And the way it's shot and just the way he tilts his head and is smiling but looking up. Oh, if it's just he looks so evil.
And fun fact, his son, who looks very much like him, quite attractive as well, is in the new Smile movie that came out, Smile 2, doing the Jack Nicholson smile.
Right. That makes sense.
And he nails it.
Yeah.
He absolutely nails it.
I believe it.
Jack was also known to break the fourth wall. Nicholson deliberately looked directly at the camera multiple times, a technique used to break the illusion of the film and create an eerie connection with the viewer. He had a raw, unpolished portrayal. His performance avoided any attempt to appear polished, delivering a raw and unflinching portrayal of a character unraveling. Now, there wasn't as much on Jack as there was on Shelley because obviously, there was a lot more to talk about with Shelley.
Poor little Shell.
Poor Shelley. But I will touch on Shelley and Jack's relationship. Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall developed a close, supportive friendship while filming The Shining, with Duvall describing Nicholson as my rock and a great guy who was sympathetic to her struggles with director Stanley Kubrick's harsh methods. They had discussions about their characters and even ad-libbed a scene to add a moment of affection, although Nicholson preferred his character to be more uncaring. While Nicholson. Hey, Nicholson. While Nicholson was a popular and friendly presence on set, Kubrick's isolated and demanding approach to Duvall led to her suffering a nervous breakdown, though she later expressed appreciation for his methods in shaping her performance.
Interesting.
So I think as time went on,
distance.
Bit of distance from the film, reflection, all of that kind of stuff. There was a sense, even though she was treated really poorly on that film and no one should be treated that way, she did appreciate the fact that Kubrick was able to bring that out of her because I don't think she ever could imagine that she could act the way that she acted.
Yeah.
And obviously as the movie became more iconic, I think Shelley ended up landing on a appreciation that she did that.
You could be
She's
like,
happy she did it. She's happy it's kind of like being on Survivor.
You know that feeling of being on Survivor.
Well, you're getting put through this
the ringer,
horror and torment and And it's well, more so actually probably SAS or something like that.
Yeah.
Army training.
Yeah, you don't realize what your body can do until you're like, oh, I can withstand a lot more than I thought.
Yes. So she was appreciative of the fact that he was able to bring that out of her. Probably not straight away, but eventually
Yeah.
down the line. Stanley Kubrick post-film. Stanley Kubrick never issued a public apology to Shelley Duvall for his methods on The Shining. However, in a 2001 interview, Duvall stated that while filming was hell, she wouldn't trade the experience and found working with him a fascinating learning experience. Kubrick's estate acknowledged these reports in 2024, stating that Duvall had always been vocal about her positive experience despite rumors of mistreatment, according to The Independent. There was mistreatment, but
Yep.
she took it in stride.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people could have lashed out a lot more about it.
Yes.
So
So are there any standout scenes? So you watched The Shining this week, didn't you?
I watched clips this week again to refresh myself.
Mhm.
I've watched it before many moons ago. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm just going to brush up on my Shining. SJ refused to, so couldn't put it on the TV.
It's a funny one because it's I find it more of a psychological horror,
Yes.
which I think a lot more people can withstand.
Mhm.
It's not, there are some shocking moments in it.
Yeah.
The only real jump scare I can think of is Bathtub Lady, but
Yeah.
it's disturbing nonetheless. But I think honestly it's one of the great films,
Yep. I agree.
and I feel like it should be a movie to watch
Yeah.
sometime in your life.
Yeah. I also think like it's so interesting because it is such a I guess like quote unquote scary film.
Yeah.
It is so well lit. It is daylight all the time.
Yeah.
Like it is so strange because usually when you watch a scary movie, it's dark, it's the shadows, it's all of these things that happen in the dark. Whereas this is like light.
Even at the end in the maze scene,
Yeah.
it's still really beautifully lit.
Yeah. And it's just like all of these scenes that you're like, and maybe that's what makes it a little bit scarier that you're like, everything is just, it just is happening. It's not always day.
No.
And the tension that is built as well, like with the, it goes from day, it tells you the days and then it ticks down into the times.
Yes.
Because there's,
it creates that dread.
Yeah. And you
while you
feel
watch it.
that tension building.
Yeah.
And you know things, because there's iconography where it's like the twins,
The carpet.
the carpet, the boy on the young boy on the little
the
bike
trike. Yep.
There's the maze itself is beautiful, but it's just so unsettling.
Yeah.
And there's something also unsettling about a tiny child being,
Yes.
for those of you who haven't seen it, he's got a invisible friend, but it's like his fingers talking, and
Yeah.
the way he talks is like he does this weird voice and it's like bang bang bang.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, he's such a sweet child. So in one sense you're like, wow, his dad trying to kill him is horrific.
Yes.
But then you're like, also you are a devil.
I found him a little bit annoying in the film, not going to lie. It's very rare that I find a kid in a film endearing. I kind of find them a little pain in the ass. However, it is, I didn't write about it here, but while I was doing my research, it's well known that Kubrick, although he really put Shelley and Jack through it, apparently he was a very caring director towards this kid. He often treated the film that they were making towards the kid as they're not doing a horror movie.
Yeah.
They're doing something else.
Yep.
So he would play it down for this kid not to scare him or anything
Yeah.
like that. I think he would joke around with him a lot on set and just try to make this kid comfortable. So when you're an adult, you're fucked with Stanley Kubrick. But
But as a child,
apparently,
you're fine.
he treated this child with care, and apparently this kid was really taken care of on set.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that he had to be there for such a long period of time.
Yep.
And he was obviously any shot that this kid didn't have to be in, he was not
Yeah.
in the room or anything like that. So that's nice.
You know what? If there's something to be said, at least that's nice. He didn't torment the child like he did the adults.
Now, did you see the movie Dr. Sleep?
No, I've never seen Dr. Sleep.
Okay, I really, really liked it.
Okay.
It is really, really good. Ewan McGregor plays the small child from The Shining, grown up as an adult.
Right.
And he has to revisit his trauma.
Ooh.
It is incredibly well made. Pretty sure Mike Flanagan made it,
Ah,
who's an incredible horror movie director.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely worth checking out. It's a long one,
yeah.
but there's lots of callbacks and you get to go back to the hotel. So
Ooh,
very
very
well done.
good.
now just finally, I've got some movie stats. The Shining opened on the same weekend as The Empire Strikes Back,
Oh,
but was released on 10 screens.
wow.
and it grossed $622,337 for the 4-day weekend. In the scope of things, that is not a lot of money.
No.
But it was the third highest grossing opening weekend from fewer than 50 screens of all time. So because it was only on 10 screens,
Huh.
the fact that it made $622,000
Is pretty
is
impressive.
pretty impressive. It had a per screen average gross of $62,234 compared to $50,919 for The Empire Strikes Back from 120 screens.
Interesting. All right. So it was actually outperformed.
Yes, and then obviously after that worldwide release,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff, and as the years have gone on, it's gained a lot of notoriety. It appears in cinemas again,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. In 2010, The Guardian newspaper ranked it as the 5th best horror film of all time. It was voted the 62nd greatest American film ever made in a 2015 poll conducted by the BBC. In 2017, Empire Magazine's Readers' Poll ranked the film at number 35 of lists of the 100 greatest movies. And in 2023, Empire also ranked it as number 1 on its list of the 50 best horror movies. In 2006, Roger Ebert was initially critical of the work. Who was initially critical of the work? That's right. He did not like The Shining when he first saw it.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the ones who didn't like Shelley Duvall's performance.
Probably called her a bit of a dish rag.
Yeah. But he was initially critical of the work, but he inducted the film into his greatest movie series, saying Stanley Kubrick's cold and frightening The Shining challenged us to decide who is a reliable observer, whose idea of events can we trust. It is the elusive open-endedness that makes Kubrick's film so strangely disturbing.
Do we want to talk about the end of the movie? Do you remember it?
Yeah.
And like, just massive spoilers. Turn off now if you haven't.
Yep.
What is your interpretation of the ending of this film?
You mean where he freezes?
No, when it cuts to the photo at the end.
Oh,
And so
yes.
For anyone who hasn't watched, at the end of the film, obviously he freezes to death.
Yep.
And it's a jump scare of a shot.
Mm-hmm.
But then it cuts to, there is a photo in the hotel. So the film is set in the 80s,
Yes.
70s, 80s. And then it cuts to a photo of the Jack Nicholson character in 1920s.
So the hotel was thriving in the 20s. It had this like big, beautiful ballroom, all this kind of stuff. Jack Nicholson, a lot of the ghosts that he talks to are from this era, like the guy at the bar and whatever. The end shot of the film is zooming into this giant crowd photo of everyone in the ballroom from the 1920s. And as it zooms in closer and closer, you're like, wait, is that?
Mm?
And then you see Jack Nicholson's character right there. Front
Smack
and
bang in
center.
the middle, which makes no sense.
My theory is his picture got added to the photo after he died on site at the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's almost like a collector.
Yeah.
He collects the
hotel
hotel collects patrons.
souls.
Now Jack Nicholson's character is stuck there.
Yeah.
So the hotel essentially ate him.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of like on American Horror Story Hotel. Once
Yep.
you die in the hotel, you can't leave.
Yep.
I think that's my perspective of it. I'm trying to think if they explain this maybe in Dr. Sleep, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I don't think
You do
it
see
is.
Jack Nicholson's ghost in Dr. Sleep, played by an
Interesting.
incredible actor who looks exactly like him.
Really?
Does an amazing job. Yes. What's your thought?
I don't know. I think because there is a line, which I only know this as a line because I rewatched some of it this week, where one of the ghosts, who is also a murderer, was like, you're always the caretaker here.
Okay.
So like it could be just this repeating pattern of this person, he's caught in this cycle.
Oh, so the hotel like is almost like a limbo.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like, his like there is no timeline. There is no, is he just kind of coming back every time and he doesn't know, he comes back to the hotel
Yep.
and then the hotel drives him mad. He tries to either kill or he ends up dead and then he comes back again. And it's almost like this Groundhog
this
Day.
ongoing loop. Yeah.
But I don't
that's
know.
that's so disturbing.
I would hate to be stuck in that loop.
I know, that
but it's
would
like
suck.
he doesn't know,
Yeah.
and then he just gets crazy again, and
Yeah.
then it's like I don't know. Is the hotel even a real place?
Yeah. What does the hotel represent?
Yes, I mean it's open to interpretation for
And
a
there'd
reason,
be
right?
so many like video theses
yeah.
on this,
go-
which probably explains all of it. So
Yeah, so don't need to listen to us talk about it.
yeah, well, yeah.
But yeah, I think that there is something even creepier about the fact that we don't know. There's no
Yeah,
finite
yeah.
ending.
And that creates conversation post film,
Yeah.
and people can discuss their theories
Yeah.
and things like
Let
that.
us tell us what's your theory.
Yeah.
Right on in.
But it is an excellent movie. If it's been a while since you've seen it, I highly recommend going back and watching it. If you have seen it 100 times but you've never given Dr. Sleep a chance, please give Dr. Sleep a chance. I don't think it did that very well in regards to numbers and
Yep.
gross and box office. It is a very long movie, but it is really, really good. Ewan McGregor. And yeah, there's some scares and it's just really well done. Yeah.
And yeah, if you haven't watched The Shining since you were younger, go back and rewatch it now because it's so different.
If you were stoned for the first time at 14 and that's when you first saw it, there's probably a lot of things that you missed out on seeing. So yeah, I definitely recommend revisiting it. Yeah, especially if it's a rainy day outside, you don't have much to do.
Yeah.
Whack it on. It is an incredible movie.
Yeah, it's
and
so
just
beautiful.
take note of Shelley and Jack's performance, and in the back of your mind, think how Kubrick managed to get this out of
Yeah,
them.
the cost.
Yeah.
Does the cost outweigh the payoff? And
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, it gives me a bit of peace of mind that Shelley kind of come around to being like, I'm glad that got this out of me. But there is a bit of psychological abuse is never a
Never
good thing.
okay.
It's never a
We
good
do not
thing.
condone.
No, for art, for anything.
Nah.
So it's a shame that he didn't have trust in the actors to be able to bring this up themselves, but maybe he just wasn't getting there with
Yeah.
them, and he needed to do this to create the movie, which is now iconic.
Yep. It
Yeah.
is a classic for
Yeah.
a reason.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, now I've got my next movie. Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh dear.
I love talking movies.
I love that you love it.
Yes,
Thank you
it's-
for bringing it to the stage.
No, I was excited to talk about it. And look, I know that when I'm doing a movie thing, I'm not the funniest, but my God, I really love talking about them.
It was so good.
You're getting the real me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just, for everyone listening, there's going to be a part 2 to this episode.
Yes.
So
Which I'm excited about.
stay tuned for next week.
Yeah.
Where we dial in for a little bit deeper.
Yeah. Put it on your Halloween movie list.
Yes. Have a watch. As always, go and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Come on over to the YouTube. Have a little look-see.
Yeah.
Write a comment. Subscribe.
Yeah, do all the things.
Do all the things. And tell one person.
Yeah.
And
Just one.
Just one. And as we always say, Joel.
Swim between the flags.
Yeah, that riptide. It'll get you.
Riptide. You don't want to get that riptide. If you're gonna get a riptide, it better be Vance Joy's riptide.
Yeah, not a real one.
Not a real one.
They're not fun.
Honey.
Until next week.
Down to the landslide.
Bye.